Hey, welcome. It's 2025. Alexander Laurence, The Portable Infinite, 2025. Anyway, so I've been watching a lot of, during the holidays, I've been watching a lot of reactions to movies and books and stuff. And, um, it's like I just remember the 80s. And, I'm surprised that there's no reactions to With Neil and I mean, that's maybe the best movie of the 80s. But I'm looking at, I own a bunch of videos, so here's some good films. These are, maybe some of these are more the 90s, Trouble Every Day is a good film. Uh, 90s Gamo, I have that. That's like a music. Let's see, we got some music ones in here too. Oh, this is pretty good. Pamakuti, Live at the Shrine. That is a music one. So I don't know how I got this one. I have this one. I've never watched it. I should probably trade it in for something. What else we got here? Ella Gerald. Oh, this is not really a good movie. Oh, Legends of Mike Bruce gave me this, the director. When I went up to, this is a pretty crazy movie, but I think he might have done a couple movies. But when I went up to see him when he was staying at the auditorium, San Francisco, Portland, Leonard Cohen live in London is coming. Yeah, like this director, he did the Sideways movie. This movie is almost as good as Sideways. I'll put that in there. A few years ago, I was kind of into the mumblecore, Baghead. So where did I put that? Is that it? What else? And I have a little Dick Cavett. This isn't really a good movie heavy box here. But I'm just kind of organizing things. So let's put this here. And let's put these in here. Okay, let's put this back. So let's talk more about the 80s. So, yeah, With Neil and I, 1987. I was in college. Great movie. Totally underrated. Maybe Americans have a problem with the accent or understand what's going on. So let's talk about, I talked about magazine culture. So let me talk this, I don't want to go back more than 40 years, like we know, all the great films of, Kubrick and Orson Welles and John Ford and the Godfather, Apocalypse Now, Chinatown. We know, the past 100 years. So I'm just kind of focusing on, I was like 16 in 1980. So sometimes when you're a late teenager, you start to get into film. So here's like my list of interesting, best films and interesting films. Okay, 1980, The Elephant Man. Probably didn't see this in 1980. I probably saw it a couple years afterwards. Started to get it where I just saw like a Razorhead, Elephant Man, Dune, a lot of the Lynch films before the early Lynch, probably in the early 80s. And I definitely saw Elephant Man by 85. Another great film is Cannibal Holocaust, kind of it's underground film. There's books about it, and just it might be kind of an exploitation film, but it's still pretty good. 1980, The Shining. I saw this in the movie theater when it came out, probably summer of 80, or maybe even the fall of 80, because I'm not sure when it came out, but I saw it with a bunch of people, high school friends and stuff, so it might be summer 80. Let's see, let me take a look. Because let's see, I was in a class, and I think there was like, but even before this, so it came out on May. Okay, so I probably saw it. I was still probably a sophomore, yeah, but I probably saw it in late May or early June of 1980. So, but I remember the time. Cruising. There's a lot of reaction videos to Cruising. up. Just a weird movie. I was aware of it. I watched it. It's the guy who did that Freakin'. Yeah, the guy that Freakin'. I mean, he's one of the greatest directors of all time. Let me look. I mean, William Friedkin. I mean, he's kind of. I mean, I I was kind of late to the Freakin' train, but the French Connection, I was aware of. Exorcist, Sorcerer is great. Cruising. Um, Even some of his later films are good. Like Killer Joe. But To Live and Die in L.A. is a major film. I mean, there's films like they're nothing like it. Cruising. Okay, so and then getting back to 1980. So we have Elephant Man. Elephant Man. Also, John Hurt should have won an Academy Award. I'm sorry. I don't know. He was kind of robbed. That was a robbery. Not that I think too much of awards. Usually, they don't give it to the best actor. But John Hurt, like for the Midnight Express, the Elephant Man, a few other films. I mean, he just never really got his due. Elephant Man, Cannibal Holocaust, Shining, Cruising, and then Caddyshack. Caddyshack, I consider the best film with golfing in it. Best comedy. It's real funny. It stands up. It's still funny. You got Bill Murray, uh, Chevy Chase, only film they ever made together. And then you got Blues Brothers, another comedy. I like this one. I saw it was like maybe the last film I saw with my dad because he died in fall of '80. So the Blues Brothers is a great comedy. Great. I mean, it it stands up. All the great cameos, all the great action, and the music's good too. Raging Bull, of course, got a lot of cred. Um, Another great film is Little Darlings. People might think it's lightweight, but I mean, it was kind of a film that was about kind of losing your virginity and stuff, and I think it was like pretty accurate. And since all those people like Tatum O'Neal and Kristen McNichol were kind of like my age and stuff, so it was kind of like I think it spoke to my generation of people. I don't think they make films like about that anymore without like because it's kind of a dark film in a way. It's a comedy, but it's a dark film. Next is Melvin and Howard, movie about Howard Hughes and Mary Steenburgen. That's kind of when I heard about her. That and the other one about H.G. Wells that she did. And then we got Tess was great. And Tess, I'm a big Thomas Hardy fan. Okay, so let's see how are we doing on time here. Okay, so we went 8 minutes. So let's kind of rip through a few of these here. So I'm not sure if we're going to get. Okay, so 81, I got Stripes, another great comedy. Time Bandits, Thief, Escape from New York, Reds. I'd have to see Reds again. I mean, I was into it. I mean, a lot of these films, I mean, would come when the early days of cable TV in the early 80s, they were all, Reds was always on. So Mommy's Dearest was always a great film. Scanners, The Decline of Western Civilization, Part 1. An American Werewolf in London. I've watched that recently. I just think that movie stands up. It's very unique. I mean, there's nothing really like it because it's sort of a comedy, but it's like a horror film too. Uh, Gregory's Girl, Polyester, John Waters, Miss 45. You see, yeah, a lot of the early Abel Ferrara, you see sort of mentions of it. And then there's Quartet and Possession. Some other movies like Isabella Johnny. A lot of these people, like, you don't really see in films very much anymore. Abel Ferrara, uh, Quartet. Yeah, Quartet. What I'm trying to remember is that that's Oh yeah, that's Isabella Johnny. Okay, so Isabella Johnny was so Isabella Johnny was in Possession too. Oh no, wait a minute, Quartet. Oh, maybe she wasn't in. Why did they have a picture of Isabella Johnny there? Oh, maybe there's two. Maybe there's like. Oh, there's one with Dustin Hoffman. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so there's a. Oh, that's. Oh, there's a. There's two. There's two films. That's why. Okay, there's an 80. There's a couple films. Okay, so. Okay, so this is a. This Quartet is a Merchant Ivory film. Isabel Johnny, and Isabel Johnny is almost 70. Can you believe it? And yeah, so 80. She was definitely a me, and she did 80. Like, yeah, she did Nosferatu, Bronte Sisters, Possession Quartet. She did. She did Subway. What else? Camille Claudel was a lot later. That was kind of like her, kind of like on the way out, but maybe. Oh, Adele H was 75. Oh, okay. So yeah, she had from Adele H until Quartet. She had like a good, I mean, good 5, 6 movies there. Okay, so let's see where. Okay, so that's 81, 82. Fast and Times at Ridgemont High, great comedy. Diner, great film. King of Comedy, Fitzcarraldo, Wild Style, Blade Runner, World According to Garp, Victor Victoria. Maybe that's kind of aged a little bit. Maybe that's a little Cat People, Corral, Cannery Row, Fabulous Stains, China's Missing, Liquid Sky, Eating Rule, Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean. So that was 82. 83, Outsiders, Valley Girl, Suburbia, Rumblefish, Scarface, The Hunger, War Games, Videodrome, Bad Boys Local Hero, Battle of Narayama, Star 80, Pauline a la Plage, Pauline at the Beach also. So Local Hero, that's another Bill Forsyth. He did Gregory's Girl. A lot of people think Local Hero is the better film. And then, so, I mean, I, I was, I mean, I didn't really go to the theaters a lot during the early 80s, but I would watch it on video or cable, and I was like catching up. At this time, I was like watching a lot of older films, and I didn't really follow. I mean, I wasn't really going to see like E.T. or Star Wars films type films. Okay, so where were we at? Okay, so 84, Paris, Texas. Maybe this my second. Besides, maybe Paris, Texas is number one, and With Nail and I is number two. Purple Rain, Once Upon a Time in America, Spinal Tap, Dune, Amadeus, Repo Man, Night of the Comet. Night of the Comet's like a film I just discovered recently, like maybe 40 years after the fact. I think I was aware of it, but I didn't watch it. And then I watched some reaction videos and them talking about it. Blood Simple, Choose Me. I'm a big Alan Rudolph fan, so Choose Me came out in 84. Stranger Than Paradise, the first Jim Jarmusch. The Wildlife, not to be confused with Wild Style, but Pope of Greenwich Village. Yeah, I like all the early Mickey Rourke stuff. 85 was Breakfast Club, Brazil, After Hours, A Room with a View, Desperately Seeking Susan. Back to the Future was probably the most commercial film on this list. Kiss of the Spider Woman, My Beautiful Laundrette, To Live and Die in L.A., Trouble in Mind, Into the Night, and Year of the Dragon. So we'll stop there at 85. So yeah, what else? Okay, so Paris, Texas. Well, like my 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Well, let's get into 5. Okay, so Paris, Texas is probably number one of the 80s. I didn't get to 87, but I'll probably do that in another video. Of the 80s, well, Paris, Texas, number one, with Nell Eye, number two, maybe The Elephant Man, number three. What else? I mean, there's so many good ones here. I don't know. Maybe like Rumblefish, number four. I don't know. What film did watch? I watched Garp a lot. And yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, which one had like a great? I mean, Once Upon a Time in America. I think maybe that was better than Raging Bull in a way. And yeah, let's just throw that in there. So yeah, maybe five. Let's just have the Pope of Greenwich Village as my number five. So if you were watching 80s films, I would watch Paris, Texas, with Nail and I, Elephant Man. What did I say? Forgot the maybe Rumblefish and the Pope of Greenwich Village. I think. I mean, there's not a lot of comedies in there. I guess I picked the more serious films, but I mean, there's a lot of good. I mean, those are the good films. I mean, and I Back to the Future. I think is just. I think that's more like trying to make a commercial film or something. Okay, so that's enough. That's it. We've been going 20 minutes or so. Thanks for watching the channel. I just took a shower. My hair is wet. Okay.